your sexy body. The brothers on the island, and I think you know the word. All the ruby in the luggage, and it's going to a turn. Everybody in the area ain't messing with the herd.
TDB versus Universe, it's time for the Commissioner's Corner. Tonight's special guest is Tamiya Hard, master barber, educator, and influencer. And now here's your host, the one and only, the legendary Trust a Barber.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your host, Trust the Barber. Hey, guess what? Today's the first day of the NFL, but do we care about that? No, we do not. We here on TDB versus the Commissioner's Corner, Why I Cut. We've got a special guest for you guys today. Can't wait for you to meet her. Hey, she's awesome. Our team found her on Instagram, and she's been doing some big things. So can't wait for you guys to meet her. But, you know, that's after commercial break and after a couple other things we got going on. So a couple of notes to get out the way. If you guys have an expo coming up, tag us at TDB Versus 24 on Instagram. If you have a new product coming out that you want people to know about, tag us on TDB Versus 24. If you just want somebody to understand why you cut, tag us so we can let people know about that. We want to help you to reach a bigger audience out there. So tag us. We're always looking for new guests. We have slots to fill. We do this every week, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we want to talk to you, hear about what you got going on, because we want to connect the whole barber world together. Each one teach one, each one reach one. While we here, you see it up there. It says coming soon. We got the $100,000 TDB Versus virtual nationwide barber tournament. We want you guys to learn about us. We want to learn about you. And we want somebody to walk away with $100,000. That's right. One person will walk away with $100,000. That's life-changing. I know it would change my life if I had $100,000, so I'm sure it'll change yours. Somebody wants to open up a barbershop. Somebody wants to buy a new house this year. It's many things that you could do with $100,000. So, like I said, we want to touch every corner of the United States with this because, like I said, it's a nationwide tournament. There'll be 4 regions competing against each other. That's the Northeast, the Southeast, the Central, and the West region. And we're taking barbers out of each one of those regions who will come to Las Vegas, and we're going to pay for an all-inclusive trip. That's 6 days and 7 nights for you to be in Las Vegas, and then you will be able to get crowned as the nation's #1 barber. And we don't care if you're old, if you're young, if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you just started, if you've been in the game. This is an even playing field for everybody. You come in, you register, you're going to be part of that. So it's open to all licensed barbers. Let me say that one more time. All licensed barbers. So if you're a licensed barber, you could use extra $100,000. That stuff's coming up soon. We'll tell you about that. So here's the favorite part of our show that we like. It's called What's Happening on the Gram, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on the gram, and we want y'all to know about it. So, what's happening on the gram? That's what we got coming up next.
All right, stop what you're doing. It's time for the Commissioner's Corner. He scrolled the feeds and found the gems. Now get ready for What's Happening on the Gram. Let's go.
Black barbers need to be held accountable too. Because these Latin barbers ain't holding these black barbers down. These black barbers is holding black barbers down. Black barbers, I honestly can tell you, there's been many times that I would go to a black barber shop and they would turn the other cheek and be like, what that dude in the suit got to say to me? He ain't got nothing to say to me. And the young barbers know who I am, but the older barbers don't care. But the funny thing is you working your ass off every single day and you're booked and making the same amount of money that you made in 2018, but you, in your mind, you're busy. You're not busy. What you're doing is spinning your wheels.
You know, it's barbers, not about money. All this stuff is, you know, it's just a blessing to be doing this stuff, right? I'm on a good spot, nigga. I'm on a good.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Let's go, LV.
What's going on, everyone? We're here at Kalahari Resort Convention Center, home to ATX Barber Madness, September 14th. Mark your calendars. You don't want to miss out.
And if you're looking to grow as a barber in this industry, be sure to check out our education tickets, where we'll have some of the heaviest hitters under one roof.
For all my competitors out there, we have 9 categories and $10,000 in cash prizes. And we got some of the dopest trophies you've never seen at any other expo. Better lock in your tickets because we're going to sell out all the way out.
And if you're looking to grow your business, exposing friends of hundreds of people, be sure to send us a DM so we can lock you in for either a vendor booth or a sponsorship. And to whoever's attending, there'll be more than 15 restaurants to choose from and snack bars and anything you like.
Bro, and they got some fire ice cream. And besides the expo, just come out and have a good time at Kalahari. See you September 14th. Peace. Hey, just one more thing. Don't forget the ice cream.
Networking can open doors you didn't know existed.
Start attending local events. Start attending barber battles. Start coming to these expos.
Connect with other barbers on social media platforms. Share tips and share their work.
Never underestimate the power of good conversation. It could lead you to the next big opportunity.
Networking isn't about meeting people. It's about weaving a web, creating relationships, and building opportunity.
You got a 2-day trial before I take back my time and make you pay. 30-day trial before I make my mind, and it's always.
So if you see shows dying, if you see the attendance not there, because the organizer is not putting in the work. You can't make a flyer, influencer on it, and think that everybody's going to come because of these influencers. I don't sell tickets. You don't sell tickets. Nobody sells tickets except for you going out there and telling people that you have value to bring to them, and you show them the passion in your stuff. And that's the thing, is you always got to be finding the new generation. Because people like us, if we go into a barber shop, those barbers been cutting 10, 15 years. We don't do that crap, blah, blah, blah. It's harder to convert an old school stuck in their ways rather than showing the new generation what's possible.
That makes so much
you
sense.
go to all the schools and you tell them, hey, this is what's going on. Because that's how I first went to a barber battle. Somebody came to my school and was like, we got a barber competition going on. I was like, what? I'm really compete. Like, it sounded so cool. I have a competitive spirit, and it just, we're in the industry, what else are we doing, right? There's nothing else for us to do. So basically that's the thing, is we got to put in that work to be reaching out to the future generation. That's what it's always about every year, is finding the future, and then keeping those relationships.
All right, stop what you're doing. It's time for the Commissioner's Corner. He scrolled the feeds and found the gems. Now get ready for what's happening on the gram. Let's go.
Black barbers need to be held accountable too. Because these Latin barbers ain't holding these black barbers down. These black barbers is holding black barbers.
Barbers collide in TDB Versus, the first ever nationwide virtual barber tournament. One champion takes it all, $100,000, and a legacy that lasts forever. Single elimination, no second chances. Only the sharpest survive. The top 4 battle for glory at the TDB versus Las Vegas Grand Finale. VIP treatment, Barber Expo access, one ultimate showdown. As the TDB versus movement transforms the future of barbering, we're inviting visionary sponsors to join the ride. From Twitch streams to the Las Vegas Grand Finale, your brand could be front and center in front of thousands of engaged barbers, students, and fans nationwide. Partner with TDB Versus and help shape the next generation of barbering. Welcome back to the Commissioner's Corner. This is Why I Cut, where we explore the artists redefining the craft. Today, we're honored to have a true visionary, Tamiya Hard of the legendary Boo Fade It Collective. From her Detroit shop, Tamiya and the crew turned the fade into a high-fashion canvas, becoming the go-to for sports, music, and entertainment icons. She's more than a master barber. She's a pioneering artist who elevated grooming into pop culture. She redefined the game. Tamiya Hard, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we happy that you even got on. We saw you out there. I said, yo, she's probably real busy out there. From the bio that I read on you, you look like you doing some big things out there. You want to tell our audience about you and the things that you're doing so far?
A little bit about me. I am licensed. I have been licensed for a year. I have 6 years experience. As in, May of next year, I'll be going to take my instructor's license. Okay. And as of right now, that's just about it. That's all I'm gonna share.
So wait a minute. So you only been in the game for like 1 year, like licensed for 1 year?
Licensed for 1 year. It'll be 2 years in May of next year.
And you doing all these amazing things that I see online in just with 1 year, all the professionalism. Well, what school you went to? Shout out the school that you went to. It's been people that's been in this game for a long time, and they seem like they don't have none of what you got going on out there.
Man, so yeah, shout out to Hair Lab Detroit Barber School. It's a very diverse school. And when I tell you it is more than just a haircut at that school, like they shape and mold you mentally, emotionally, business mind, like all of the above. That's if the individual wanted. I happen to be one of those individuals that wanted it.
That is dope. I'm still fathomed by this 1 year thing. I just don't believe. But you said, I'm looking at the haircuts that you putting out there, and I'm sitting here like, 1 year? There's people. Hey, trust me, I've been to barbershop for 36 years, and there's some people out there. Well, they ain't got it.
It's 1 year that I've been licensed, but I've been cutting hair a total of 6 years.
Okay, that's still phenomenal with the precision that you have. You know, I should have put some of your cuts up here so they can see what I'm talking about. But you know what? Y'all can follow on her social media, and you can see what she doing out there in these streets. Like, she putting out that work. Especially, I watched the video with you doing the girls' dreads. That she had the dreads. I guess she was speaking at a school, and she had the dreads. And when you did the lineup, and you was explaining how to get it crispy the right way with all the extras, but you still can use extras. But like they said, it's an enhancement, not the actual cut. That's what my team showed me, and I was like, oh, I got to get her on the show. Then you had this barber jacket on that I was like, yo, who making her stuff? Like, what? You know, Detroit was the big time thing for a long time. That's how I got into the business, following people from Detroit in that Solid Gold magazine. So,
okay,
yeah, y'all the pioneers. I don't care who else say that Atlanta, all this stuff. No, everybody moved to Atlanta, but they came from Detroit. They was doing stuff up there that we wasn't doing nowhere else. We was still having jerry curls and all kind of crazy stuff going on. So
yeah, we the ones that's gonna put it in your face.
Oh yeah, definitely. So started 6 years
cutting hair
ago.
for 6 years.
Okay,
yes.
So who inspired you to actually get into barbering?
No one.
You just woke up one day and said, you know what? I see these clippers my granddaddy got over here. Let me just go ahead and use these things right quick.
No, so actually I was a supervisor / interim at Blue Cross Blue Shield on the security team, and I was crying one day because I was tired of being a supervisor and the manager. And so my good friend, we're actually still friends to this day, she asked me one question. She said, what is something that you're interested in? And I said, maybe barbering. I don't know, because I don't know nothing about it. And she was like, do it. So that same year, she bought me my first pair of clippers and trimmers, which I still have to this day, and I never put them down. That was 6 years ago.
And you said you got them the same clippers you cut with to this day right now?
I don't cut with them to this day.
But you got them in the boneyard, huh?
I got them, yes. I still use that brand, which is Wall.
Hey, shout outs to Wall. You know, they started this thing. They started the whole thing. They the old school joints. So speaking of that, the clippers, what do you think about the old clippers, which would be, let's say, Oster, Andy's, Wall, versus the new clippers, like the I can't even name the names of the new clippers because there's so many. Babyliss, Stylecraft, all that. What do you think as far as cutting?
I'm not a big fan of the newer stuff.
Okay.
I just don't like.
Expand on that. Why? Why are you not a big fan of the new stuff?
Well, first of all, I don't really see much of a big difference from them and Wall and this Oster, other than the look, maybe the way, the make and model of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, of course,
the
functionality
price isn't different.
Yeah, not to me, at least, not to me. And the Babyliss, I'm really not a huge fan of. I really don't like the blade on the Babyliss clipper.
Okay. So do you have any modified, like, have you tried the modified blades and all that stuff that they come with? Or that you can get?
Modified blades?
Yeah, so for
what?
So I'm an old school barber, right? So any blade that came out the pack for us, we went and put it on the sharpening, the blade grinder. We did all that because when it came out the pack with us, it wasn't cutting nothing. So that's how we're used to doing it. But now they have companies who actually put out modified blades that'll work better, where you get that crispy line all the time. You don't have to buy a grinding wheel like we used to have to do and do all the stuff yourself. Like now you can just, hey, I got the Babless because the power on it is good, but the blade ain't good. So I can go buy this blade or that blade, switch it up. So that's what.
Yes,
that's
I
what,
do that, but I have a preference as to who I buy my modified blades from.
Okay, well that's good. You want to shout them out so other people can know?
Yeah,
Or-
shout out to Dr. William McNeely. That is my mentor. Shout out Morano. I took his ABS class. I also bought some blades from the Barberess. I personally don't know her, but I've been following her for years. So shout out to those three.
So there's been a big thing happening on the internet right now. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you know who Cole the Barber is. If you've seen him, he has the dreads. But
Cold Cuts.
Cold Cuts, yes. So Cole, he had something where he was saying that basically a lot of black barbers don't attend barber expos because we're not represented there. My first question for you is, do you attend barber expos? And if you don't attend barber expos, why? And if you could put on a barber expo, what would you do different? So it's a 3-part question. Start with the first one, and then we'll go on from there.
So repeat the first part of the question for me again, please.
The first part of the question was, do you attend barber expos?
No.
Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Why do you not attend barber expos?
It's not really my thing. It don't fit into my personality. Now, me not attending, am I saying that's not a good thing? No, I'm not saying that. I do need to be more active in the industry. However, I'm not a big fan of everybody is in competition with one another. I'm not a fan of some of the black barbers not being represented from like big companies and things of that nature. Also, I'm not a big fan of black barbers not representing themselves properly.
Okay.
So, but yes, I should definitely attend, considering that this is the career choice that I have chose, and this is something that I'm going to stick with for the long run.
Well, being that you're about to get your being that you're about to get your instructor's license right here soon, and you're going to be inspiring young minds in this business, and you have the opportunity to put on an expo, how would you do things differently? Because for me, it's like I go to expos for the networking and meeting different people, and I go for the educational classes as well, because there's always, my mentor who taught me how to cut hair said you're always learning. So how would you do your expo different, keeping in mind that you're going to be an instructor and everything can possibly happen in-house? There's always something you can learn from somebody.
Absolutely. I'm real big on networking. When I did attend, I attended the ABS.
Yes.
In what's that city in Illinois? Rockford. I can't remember the city in Illinois, but I did go to the ABS last year because Mr. Sam, which is the director of education at my school, he is the head educator for Wall. But I went to take all of the educational classes outside of skill set. So if I was to run a expo, I would focus on education outside of skill set. Not saying that skill set is not important. However, you can develop a good skill set without being taught. If you're consistent at doing anything, you're going to get good at it regardless. So that's not it. So skill set wouldn't be my main focus, but far as like personal, professional development, as far as financial literacy, and just having like a business mindset and looking at things from a business perspective, like that would be my main focus if I was the head of an expo.
So basically, your thing would be to help these people transition that come to the expo, because that's where a lot of barbers fail at. They jump out there, open up a shop, but they don't have the financial literacy behind them to keep it going. They just say, "Oh, I got my logo made. I'm ready to jump out here and do this thing. I got this dope logo, and I'm ready." But now you got to understand that you need about 6 to 9 months of reserve funds, because if you don't get one person to come into that chair to rent in your shop, guess what? That falls on you. And you already at rent at your own house. You got bills at your own house. And your old lady or your old man is gonna be like, hey, you taking all the money from here, putting it over there, but we struggling over here. So you need that financial literacy. So I like that. So you don't like, you're not a fan of competitions?
No.
Are you not a competitive
I'm not
person?
Shockingly, I can be, but I'm just not I guess I'm just not a fan of it because I've seen what it do to people.
Well, tell me what it does. Or what have you seen it do?
It makes people overly emotional or easily offended. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they don't know how to win well, and then there's those who don't know how to lose well.
Hey, I've seen that. I think that.
So
yeah, go ahead.
So from what I've seen, it just creates division.
Okay.
And amongst the atmosphere, and I don't like that.
I think I need to introduce you to the United Barber Club, Lonnie and Tamel. When they do their barber battles, because they're veterans in the game, they always promote barber love first. So I think a lot of that falls on the organizers of the event, where you have to promote one thing. It's like when I've been a coach in sports, right? And when you're coaching little kids, whether you win or lose, it's about playing the game, learning camaraderie and all that stuff, right? So I don't say give out participation awards at the barber battles, but you have to continually talk to those people while they're in the barber battles to understand, yeah, you didn't win this one, but this is why. I give them the honest critique of why you didn't win this one. Because everybody comes out with that. Well, not everybody, but most barbers who enter competitions come out with that ego. I'm this and I'm that. But when you have somebody who's really fine tuning, because a lot of these barbers that come to competitions are great at what they do, so they have to nitpick what they do. Like the judges have to nitpick it. So if you left that little line in there and this person didn't, and he got that smooth transition, and you didn't win, you can't be mad at the judges for that. The next time you got to make sure you blend that thing on out. Your line was a little bit off, or you use more enhancements and this person didn't, or this person used color and airbrush and all this stuff, and it just wowed the audience. So I think my opinion is the organizers need to do a better job at basically running the situation when it comes to the judging and all that stuff, and putting it together for the competition to be good for everyone, because the competition can be a good thing. I'm running a competition, as you heard during the commercials coming up here, but it's online, so it's gonna be up to the virtual viewers to say who wins anyway. So you come out there and you have stepping, they gonna let you know you have stepping. So I don't have no control over that. But what's one piece of advice that you could give to an aspiring barber, since you're about to be an instructor?
Oh, there's so much that I can say.
Just pick the first thing that came to mind, because I know something jumped off the top of your head when I asked the question.
It did. Don't be a people's pleaser or a follower.
Okay, let's go into that, because we got to dig deep on that one. That some people don't even know what that means.
Far too often, the blind leads the blind.
Oh.
If you in an environment and you want to fit in with the people who not feeding and pouring into themselves the righteous way, you don't want to be following behind those people, or you don't want to have too much conversation with those people, because they walk into a cliff that's coming to an end, and what you're doing, you're following them off of that cliff. So you definitely want to stay around people that's constantly learning and growing. They feeding themselves, they trying new things. You may see them fail, but you also see them pick themselves up and keep going. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody, they just want to, keep up with one another, and just follow one another. Like, yeah, nah, that would be my biggest piece of advice, especially to my people that are in school and in barbershop. So both in school and in barbershop, because it's in both.
That's cool. So basically, like I tell my kids now, be a leader. Don't be a follower. Don't get in trouble because Joe Blow over here wanted to do this. If I hear you get in trouble, I want to know that you standing on business and you did that. That's what you decided to do. I don't want to hear you in trouble because, oh, Johnny did it. Nah, we ain't talking about Johnny, because Johnny over there sitting out there free. You over there locked up. We ain't trying to hear none of that at all.
Okay.
And so many people fall by the wayside because of that type of foolishness. So in your years of cutting, what was the most unusual request that you've ever received from a client?
An unusual request? I don't know. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head.
Oh, you got those good clients. You got them well-behaved, good clients, not like the rest of us who've been cutting for a long time, boy. They come in with some wild stuff.
Look, I got my fair share and I've had my fair share. The only thing I could think of off the top of my head that is just, and listen to my people that's watching me, I love y'all so much, but
we know you love them. But
if you don't have no hair right there, don't no enhancement go right there.
Oh wow, that's a big one right there. That's a big one. I got this client who comes in. This dude ain't got, I'm talking about nothing. He's like, hey, I just want to keep what's left up there. And can you make my line? I'm like, bro, you like George Jefferson up there. Ain't nothing up there. What you talking about?
You feel me? I mean, it's good to know that my skill set is constantly being challenged, which is why it developed so quickly. However, I become a spray painter.
You become a Picasso in that joint.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool getting paid for it and everything, but it's not cool when they being talked about or whispered about, and then oh, Boo faded your barber. That part not cool.
Right. Hey, you know what I do in them situations? I spray a little hairspray on there, a little holding spray, and I just put that little ash line under that little, so they got that little shiny spot with that little ash line. They think they doing it big. Mm-hmm. I ain't putting no, I'm not putting no hair fibers up there. I ain't putting nothing up in there. I'm just gonna make them a little line and call it a day.
Okay.
They happy, I'm happy. So Next question is, how has social media impacted the barbering industry, and do you think it's been positive or a negative influence?
You know what? I really can't answer that first part of the question as how it impacted it. As far as it being influential, I would say it's both negative and positive, because it gives people a false sense of reality of, oh yeah, y'all get money. We are getting money industry. And that's it. There's like what happened to, again, like it all boils back to personal and professional development. What happened to financial literacy? What happened to customer service? What happened to, creating a safe space for people to, be serviced intimately? So none of that is like really being discussed. Like how we talk to people, how we treat people, the things that we go through on the back end of being service providers is just a narrative or a false narrative of, oh yeah, y'all getting money and I want to get money too. Yeah, I want to be a barber. And then when they get into it, they find out that they don't have a personality for it, and or they don't want to go through the personal and professional development phase of being in this industry. So that's what I would have to say about that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
What I see that most of these people who jump in the game don't understand is there's highs and there's lows to barbering. There's seasons in barbering. And you have to plan accordingly for both of them. Yes, we have. And then when, let's say you move from New York or Detroit, let's say Detroit, New York, where people where people view the haircut like they're buying new shoes or clothes or pants. They're not going to the club on Friday unless that hair is cut. They're not going to the baby shower, to the cookout, unless they got that haircut. That's just a piece of the wardrobe, right? Now, let's move to Seattle. A haircut is just something that they mama told them, hey, you looking a little scruffy. You might need to go up in there. So your income would change when you move from New York or Detroit, where haircut is part of the style, to where it's just part of a maintenance thing, I would say. Or people aren't educated on grooming, period, because it's only in the last like 5 years that male grooming has taken a forefront. You know, you couldn't hardly get males to take baths sometimes. You know, there was all kind of stuff going on. But now, male grooming is at the forefront of everything now. You know, you got all these soaps coming out. You got all these self-shaving kits coming out. You have all these different things. Male hair products. Like, we're an $18 billion industry right now. So what I tell barbers that when you get into this thing, if you don't like to talk to people, don't become a barber. Because we got to talk to people. That's like all day. I tell my kids when I get home, I don't want to talk to you right now. Give me an hour at least, because I've been talking since 6:30 this morning to all these clients, and it's a different conversation every 30 minutes. And if you want to be a good barber, you have to be engaged in your customer's life or invested in their life, and you have to know all the trending topics that go on every day or every week. Not saying that you go to the left or to the right, but you're always in the middle. Sometimes you're their therapist. You know, sometimes you're their psychiatrist. So if you don't like to talk to people, this ain't the business for you.
And you know what? Let me add on to that too. If you have an introverted personality or you suffer from social anxiety, you might want to check that before you come to these parts.
Exactly, because hey, you're gonna meet a very vast amount of characters out here, like lots of them. And you have to be able to read people and know, okay, I know this client don't like to talk. I know he don't like to talk. I know this one's gonna come tell me some wild stuff, and he's gonna keep turning his head every 5 seconds while I'm trying to get through with the haircut. So I know I gotta do this. Like, these are all the things you gotta do. Like,
yes. You know what I started telling people? I'm sorry to cut you off. I started telling people to study psychology.
Yes.
Because no verbal communication is still communication.
Yes.
My face expressions, the way that I move my body, you know, the way a person sit, what have you, that's still all forms of communication. And you have to be a really good listener. You have 2 ears and you have 1 mouth.
Sound like my grandma.
You
right
have
now.
to, for real, you have to listen with the intention of understanding, and that right there, that within itself is just consultation.
What they tell us in our class, you don't listen to respond, you listen to listen, because you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you have to actually see what's going on under the surface. Don't just, they say the first thing and then you just run off on a wild tangent with all kind of stuff going on. You didn't pay attention. You could, you know, there was one time I had a girl who was my client, and I didn't even know that she was, I'm not putting her business out there because I'm not saying her name, but she was actually going to doing an abortion. And I didn't know that's what she was going to do. And I didn't know that till after, like, I went to the girl's birthday party 5 years later, and she just gave me a hug and was like, she's here because of you. And I told her she's not here because of me. I said it was the God in me that allowed me to speak. You know, he spoke through me to speak to you. But if I hadn't been listening and giving her whatever advice I gave her, then, you know, it could have been different. She wouldn't have her daughter. And those are the things like when you say nonverbal cues. Somebody comes in, you know, they're normally talkative. They normally this, they're jovial. They walking in a little sluggish, the head's down, blah, blah, this. They slumped in the chair. Hey, you just start talking, yo, tell me about what's happening with you. Everything good with the family? Everything good with your wife, your daughter, your son? And get them to open up. Because like I told somebody last week on the show, sometimes we're the only outlet that most men have. They can't speak because they have to be a man in the streets, but in the chair, it's like a safe place that they can actually speak. So
yeah.
So you said one of your future goals is to be an instructor. Do you plan to open up a shop ever, or how's that gonna go?
Yes, I do plan to open up a shop actually. I'm actually in the planning of that as we speak.
Oh, well, congratulations. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank
Love
you.
to come back and do a shop visit. We do that on here.
Okay. As far as me being an educator, like the videos that everyone sees online, that was me going back and giving back to the school that I graduated from. And I don't pursue education like I should simply because I want to make sure that I have my credentials in check. I want to make sure that I have things about myself as an individual and as an educator properly edified before I step into that realm.
Okay, that makes sense.
So so yeah, that I want to make sure, you know, I have my license, I have my education on being an educator. I want to make sure, like I stated before, that things that I fall short in when it comes to being an educator and as an individual, that I have that like together. Even though I will never be perfect, nobody would ever be 100%. T's crossed, I's is dotted. However, when it comes to me being an educator, I want to make sure that I am on point so that I am feeding into these people, rather it be haircut wise, financial literacy wise, personal professional development, or even if they just need somebody to look at as a role model. I want to make sure that I am that example, that person that they can look at and say, okay, I could take this from her, I could take that from her.
Okay, so you're gonna be your tool from how you do social media, how you engage with your, like I saw this week you were engaging with lots of people. Like you were doing your thing on there. So you have a lot of gems, and that's what, I'm an old barber. Like, you know, I've been in 36 years, old. And I'm just learning how to do the social media and stuff like that. Like, and it's hard, like, to do it because I'm, you know, like I said, I don't like to talk to people when I'm really not in the shop, but I have to do it. But I looked at how you were engaging with your followers and how happy they were to engage with you. Like, it was great. So that's a lot of gems right there that you already can give out. Then I watched how you presented yourself in the classes that you did give at your school. And I thought that was great. Even from your barber attire. I don't know who made that, but I need to talk to you about that later. But it was dope.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you hitting on a lot of points out there. And that's what these younger barbers need to know. How do you do that? So I think you're good. Yeah. Like you can always add more. But I think with younger barbers, they just don't have a direction, and they just need somebody who's like, you're right there, you're close to them, but you're already doing phenomenal things after already being that close, you know, just getting out of school. You're already doing phenomenal things. You're already carrying yourself in a professional way. And that's why I tell people to go to expos. You don't like the battles? Okay, but there's somebody out there that you can connect with, especially like in your area where you're at. There's a lot of things like the Chicago areas. I don't know if you've been to CT Barber Expo yet, but there's a lot of people.
I haven't.
Oh, you got to get the CT Barber Expo. That's like the Super Bowl of the barbering industry. But you know, right this week, in a couple of weeks, they got the LV Barber Expo. So, you know, come down to Las Vegas, network with some people, you know, don't take that trip down to Las Vegas and let people see your face, because what you got to offer, there's a lot of companies looking for that. And that's how you meet. That's how you become brand ambassadors. Not saying that that's something you want to do, but that's how you link with brands and stuff like that, because they're looking for people who got that professionalism and all that stuff, because it's a cycle. You know, there's the old guard that's in there now, but they're going to be shuffling them on out. And then the new guard's going to come. And I feel like you got the talent to be one of those new guard that's coming in. And that just makes your brand stronger, even when you're talking to these kids, because these kids, young men, young women, when it comes to being in this barber game, all that stuff adds and helps. So.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Oh, no worries. All right, so let's see here. I'm trying to look through these questions to ask you a good question. Just don't ask you anything. I'm I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna just throw it out there. If you weren't a barber, what career path do you think you would have? Let's say the barbering thing didn't work out. What would you do?
I'm gonna say, considering that I got a scholarship in art, I would be doing something artsy.
Okay.
So, also, some form of engineering and something with psychology. So engineering, psychology, and arts.
Look at God. He done let you be able to do all that in one thing.
Okay.
He let you do that in one fair shake.
Okay. Man, but yeah.
Is it cold up there in Detroit right now?
You know what? It's real bipolar. 1 minute is hot. It went from 80 to 60. Now we finna go back up to 80 this upcoming week. So
I wish we could get some of that down here in Las Vegas. We had 90 something, 100 and something. We just burning out here. Just pray for us.
Wow.
We burning up out here. Well, look, we definitely appreciate you. I want you, before we leave, because we got to go to the next segment, we want you to stay around for the next segment. But tell everybody where they can find you at on social media, because I want people to see the gems that you're putting out there, because we need more professional people out here. You're a person who's selfless. You're not just doing stuff for you, but you're dropping gems that can help everyone, whether they're in the barber game or not. Because I watched all your feeds, and when you're sitting in the car dropping gems, I'm like, dang, she real deep over there. So I want you to...
you know what? That's just I'm sorry to cut you off. That's just like minor. Believe it or not, I have a fear of social media.
Oh, wow. I can't tell.
Yes. So, like, y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Well, make sure you keep old Trust the Barber, the commissioner over here in mind when you get ready to put your stuff out there to see what's going on.
But you all can find me at Tamiya Hard. That's TamiyaHard, D as in David, and or Coveted. That's Fadeit.
All right.
That's on all social media platforms.
We appreciate you coming on today. We got to get into the next segment. Everybody say goodbye to Tamiya Hard or Coveted. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's time for another episode of TDBV Visits, where we take you around the country to visit some of the unique barbershops, barber supply companies, barber tool manufacturers, barber schools, and barber expos. This week on TDB Visits, we are on the scene, and today is a day for the culture. We've linked up with the legend himself, 360 Jeezy, and he's not holding anything back. We're talking precision, we're talking style, we're talking the absolute essentials. Get your notes app ready, because Jeezy is dropping his official list of the top trimmers of 2025. Let's get into it.
So before we get into the top 5 trimmers, all right, in my collection, I got a package that I forgot to open up last week, all right, from Stylecraft. Let's just open it right up. Boom, bang, bing. These are some shavers, basically. Here's the flyer. Stylecraft Pro Flex. These shavers actually have a bend to them. Stylecraft hit me up. They actually showed me like a little preview of them before I'm seeing it right now, so I kind of know what to expect. As you open it up, of course, I never care about the pamphlet. I don't know, it might have a warranty or something to it, but me, I can care less about that. Let's just get into the shaver. Comes in this nice package that you gotta, the experience is definitely refreshing. Alright, here we go. The flex shavers right here. As you can see, it comes with that bend. Feels ergonomically good in hand. Definitely has that thumb kind of or finger imprint right here. Feels good in hand. Let's hear it out. Let's test it out. Oh, this got This got different modes to it. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, let's just. All right. This do a little something. This definitely does a little something. Hold on, let me turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up, cause then the black I hit you with the fact that the God is immortal. Ooh, and you can turn it down? Turn it up. Alright, these things feel powerful. These things is getting a little vibration in hand. How long got things? Okay, Stylecraft is doing it. 100%. It tells you like 100%. You can't see that because it's the glitch of the camera and the LCD. It's dang near a smart shaver. All right, that's what I'm pulling from this. All right, it definitely has different modes, different things that you could do with it. Feels good in hand. Stylecraft is innovative. They're coming out with dope new products every week, it seems like. Let's just be real, every week. But all right, that's what I gotta show you. Make sure you pick it up at stylecraft.com or gamma.com, or you know where to get it. All right, amazon.com, type in Stylecraft Flex Pro, get yours today. All right, let's get into this video. Let's go. All right, so basically when it comes to trimmers, this is basically the best part of cutting hair, period. All right, the lineup is what completes the cut. The lineup is what makes the cut pop. Listen, you could have a bad fade, but if you got a good lineup, we will kind of dismiss the fact that we got a bad fade if the lineup is cool, all right? Let me tell you about a story real quick. Before we jump into it, let me tell you about a story. This is how I started cutting hair, all right? My dad messed me up. My pops messed me up, okay? Went to school, PE first period, I was playing basketball. Whew, you know what I'm saying? Buckets. I was all right. So one dude decided to look at my haircut. He said, man, I thought you had a taper. Everybody in that group started to laugh, mainly because they seen the haircut all the while I was playing basketball and didn't want to say nothing. So it was funny to them when he said I had a taper. So immediately I ran home. But let's rewind real quick. When my pops cut my hair, I had waves, gave me a fade. I looked in the mirror as long as my lineup was clean. I didn't really care about the fade like that. I went to school confident. Everything was cool. The line was straight. Everything was good. But the fade, I went home, cut my own hair off. Leads the story on why I cut hair today. Thanks, Pops. So like I said, if you got a decent fade and you got a crispy lineup, you winning, all right? So the lineup is the best part, period. I don't care what nobody say. So with liners, basically you have your brands. All right, now I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna come out and say it because ain't nobody finna say it. Ain't nobody finna come out and tell the truth, you know what I mean? I'm about to expose all of these clipper companies, all these companies that sell liners. I'm about to expose in this video and do the Cat Williams. I'm telling the truth. First brand on the chopping board is Andis. I started with Andis, all right? Andis with the corded GTX. Still to this day, one of the best, hands down, the most versatile liners you can have. Don't be fooled by the cord because the power that trimmer delivers is nothing short of greatness, all right? Now let's fast forward. Andis started to make the trimmers cordless. And when they decided to make the Andis T-out liners, I'm gonna tell it like it is, it ain't even hitting on nothing. And I said it, the Andis T-out liner cordless is trash. Anybody that cuts with the Andis cordless T-out liners, I don't know what you're doing. Do better, Andis. So there's a lot of brands out there as far as trimmers go. I'm just talking about the bigger brands, all right? I'm not talking about the ones that just came out, you know what I mean? I'm talking about some brands that have skin in the game, all right? They've been here for a minute. But I gotta admit, I still use, to this day, the Slimline Pro. Now you talking about a Slimline Pro that hit? Get you a Slimline Pro, get the modified blade on here. The modified blades are always a must. Anytime you got liners, find you somebody that can sharpen them. Find you somebody with some modified blades, because this right here is still good money, all right? And the way I use these is the clients that got the little vertical bar, and it's kind of hard to, these are, I'm telling you, because most liners out there had that TY blade and it's just too fat in that area. You could kind of slice somebody's eyebrow off, you know what I'm saying, if you don't got something like this. So coming in at number 5, Andis Slimline Pros, all right? These right here, these are hitters, all right? These are must-have in your arsenal. Why? Because of the thin blade, you can get these modified. You just gotta find it. You gotta find people that do it. You can modify these blades. This trimmer lasts a good while. And it's just an all-around trimmer when it comes to getting in those tight areas. So the next trimmer I want to bring up, I said I wasn't going to talk about like the newer companies, but you got to give credit to the Cocos. Cocos are definitely an upcoming trimmer that's just taking over the game right now, man. It's a dope trimmer. I can't turn it on. It's dead right now. I thought I could turn it on, but the LED comes on. It feels nice in hand and it gets the job done. All right, it gives a crispy line. Have yet to put a modified blade on here. You know what I mean? And I don't think if I could take like a Babyliss trimmer and put it on here, I have yet to try. But if anybody does the Coco modifications for blades, hit me up, let me know. The Barberez, I think I said it right. The Barberez, let me know, okay? You know who I'm talking about, just let me know if you do it, because I need a blade for these Coco trimmers, all right? Coming in at number 4, the Coco trimmers. These right here, like I said, these is hands down some trimmers that you gotta have in your arsenal based off of the design, based off of the weight, based off of the quality, based off of the lining that it provides, all right? Coco trimmer, they out here doing their thing. Now let's talk about Wall, okay? Wall had, the detailer had the game on lock with the detailers, with the cord. I'm talking about with the cord. You new barbers out there, y'all got the privilege to, you know what I'm saying, your first experience is cordless. You don't even know what it's like. You don't know Baby D like I know Baby D. You don't know what it's like to be with a cord, all right? The cord, crazy, all right? Listen, the best power you can get is with a cord. But Wall was known for having that detailer with the blades that I'm talking about every time I used it, somebody was either getting red behind the neck, somebody was either bleeding, the liners was lining your skin, okay? It was tearing some people off. I guess I didn't have mine adjusted right, but hey, I done used a lot of trimmers in my day, okay? So when they came and made it cordless, all right, ain't nothing changed. I was still cutting people. I don't know what it is with the blade, but I was still tearing people off, all right? But like with all trimmers, basically, all right, you gotta adjust the blade, you gotta know what you're doing, all right? Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing with that trimmer. It's a lot of people that use those trimmers. It's a lot of people that use Andis and Wall trimmers. I'm just not one of them. I use, like I said, I use Andis Slimline Pros, but I don't really rock with the Wall liners like that. Wall did hit me up recently and they're sending me their newest trimmer. So hopefully I could double back and kind of eat my words when it comes to what I feel about Wall trimmers. Next trimmer company that I'm gonna talk about is Stylecraft, all right? Stylecraft has been coming with so much in such a little time, all right? Like back-to-back trimmers, back-to-back clippers. They just coming out, like I said in the beginning, they coming out with a trimmer every week. And it's 2 trimmers that I tried from Stylecraft that I really like, and it's the Flex. So y'all would not believe what I just got in the mail. I'm not making this up. Now, I just turned off the camera because the UPS man came and I wanted to see what he had at the door. And this package is for me, and guess what? It's from Wall. So let's dive in. Let me close the door. That's kind of crazy, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not expect this. I didn't know when this was coming in. I told y'all that they was hitting me up, but I did not know that this was gonna come in. But I know it's the trimmer. Shout out to Wall. This is a Barber cape. All right, throw that over there. And we got a letter from Wall right here. Y'all can pause that and read that. I'm gonna read it on my own time. Appreciate it, Wall. They got a mat. Came with a mat. Now let's get into why we're here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Dang, this is a big old package for such a trimmer. Alright, let's open this up. You see that? Came in a special package, man. This is dope. This is definitely dope. Let me see. Alright, we can open the package later. I'll probably do it on Instagram and stuff and show you guys. Let's just look at this trimmer real quick. This is hard. This is nice. It got some weight to it. Definitely feels good in hand. Alright, I don't want to turn it on too long. Still I gotta charge it. I'm interested in seeing how these feel. They got the USB at the bottom, US Type-C. That's dope. I could actually charge it up right now without using anything in here. Off rip, I like the weight. I like the length. I like the skinny neck that it has on it. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Blade is a TY blade. I like this kind of grip that they have on it. It's like a cutout. You could really feel it. I don't know. You could see it, but it's hard to explain. It's like really a cutout to where you could feel the grooves and stuff like that. And it definitely provides grip, which is dope. It's like lasered in. But yeah, these are the Wall High-Vis. I don't know how to say it. High-Vis trimmer. Yeah, I have a review coming out soon on these. Back to the best liners. So we were talking about these Stylecraft Flex trimmers. So basically, these are dope. They have a lot of power to them, long lasting, has light indicators basically to tell you when they're gonna die. Typical. I like the fact that they have this neck on it. I don't like the bulkiness of the Instincts, but these right here, I found to love these the most. Now, the reason why I really love these trimmers it's really because of this blade right here. All right, this blade, you put this blade on here, I'm talking about crispy. I'm talking about crispy. This modified blade go hard. I'm talking about, you gotta be careful. I'm telling you, like, be careful around that neck area. This is just front line only. Coming in at number 3, the Stylecraft Flex, all right? Especially with this blade on the back, all right? Especially with this blade on the back. The blade is everything. It's already modified. You could get it on the website. You can get this trimmer on the website. Everything is right there. These are some nice hitting trimmers, all right? Coming in at number 3. So when it comes to Babyliss got some heat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They got like 3 trimmers out right now that I rock with, all right? You got the Low Pro FX. You got the FX1s, then you got the FX3s. These ones right here, these are some Iron Mans right here. But yeah, Babyliss, they're dang near the leader in liners right now, all right? So if you can get your hands on some Babyliss, I would definitely suggest it. Always, like I said, get you some modified blades. That's gonna make your trimmers hit even more. So coming in at number 2, Babyliss Low Pros, man. These right here, these is just beautiful. Now I ain't have nobody modify my blade yet, all right? These still hit, all right? I ain't have nobody do it, but soon as I get somebody to send me some modified blades with the blue back though, when I get somebody to modify these, I already know that these is the ones, all right? They just, to me, these just look pretty. And coming in at number 1, that number 1 spot, you already know, the Babyliss FX1s, all right? Come on, man. And it don't even have to be these ones with the battery. Like I said, it don't have to be with the one with the battery. It could be with the one that had no battery to it, that you just plug it in and charge. I still got those too. Listen, but right now, The way these are set up, where it comes with a battery and you get to charge it, you don't have to worry about these dying. You always got another charger, always got another battery on deck. All you gotta do is slip it in, bow, charged up, ready to go. You will never see me running around here with these dead. Impossible, all right? These dying, you just lazy. Let's just be real. You one of them barbers that don't charge your trimmers, you don't care, you coming in, it's about to die, and you really ain't up on putting it on a charger. Let's be real, because you should have already had one. You already should have had a battery on the charger. You know what I'm saying? Just take that one off, put this one in, bam, you good. All right? But y'all, listen, if you don't got these in your arsenal, you are sleeping. Why are you still running around here with anything else? I don't know, all right? This has been my top 5 trimmers. Listen, if you wanna see my top 5 clippers, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your top 5 trimmers in the comment section below as well. I'm 360 Jeezy, we out, peace.
That's it for this week's Commissioner's Corner. From classic cuts to razor sharp fades, he doesn't just give haircuts, he builds confidence. For 22 years, Ouch the Barber has been a pillar of Champaign-Urbana. Now he's the award-winning owner of Beard Culture Barbershop. Discover the story behind the legendary Beard Culture experience. See how he earned Business of the Year and carved his name into history by grooming the music icons Earth, Wind, and Fire. His journey, his craft, his community. This is more than a barbershop. This is why I cut. Next week on the Commissioner's Corner, Ouch the Barber. Don't you dare miss it. Set a reminder.